everybody. We're so happy you're here. We've got a few awards that we'd love to talk to you all about and introduce some people. And I think Jenkins is really on the uptake of progress here in Jenkins. And a lot of it's because of our mayor, city council, and the people that live here. Everybody helped after the floods. Everybody's still helping. And we appreciate anybody that has anything that they want to contribute to Jenkins. And I'm going to turn it over to the mayor.
Thank you all. Like she said, welcome. And we want to really thank the ones that's made this possible. The committee don't like a lot of recognition, but this don't start 2 weeks for the festival. Tomorrow they'll start getting ready for next year. So all the festival committee members that's in the park, stand up, hold your hand up, and we want to recognize the work that's went into all this. Along with that, it takes the city, all of our city employees, our fire department, police department, the girls in the office. This just don't happen by accident. It happens because of effort to make it something that's good. Something I talk about every year, and I want to start off with this. Being here, being free, being able to do this is a big blessing that maybe we take for granted sometimes. So any veterans that's in the park that wants to stand, or just raise your hand. If you served in the armed services and made sure that we are free and safe and able to do this today, we really appreciate that. First off, I think we're going to do the Friend of Jenkins Award. And I'm going to tell my part about it, and then Joanne can throw in what she wants to throw in. You know, we had a bump in the road July 22. The floods came. Everybody came together. Hours into it, I started getting phone calls about how can we help, what can we bring, what can we do. People in town were renting equipment, cleaning up. It took everybody to get back to where we were so quickly that way. But this one lady is a force, and she don't like to be called that, but she worked through COVID. She worked through their power being out. Washers and dryers, I don't know what all happened, but she was always down at Smile Faith Appalachia, welcoming people, receiving donations, talking to volunteers, and most especially she was talking to people that were affected by the flood directly. People that lost everything they had, people who were looking and trying to figure out what they were going to do next, and she was there for them. You can't ask for anybody with more of a heart for this region. And it just emphasizes what we have here. We live in one of the greatest places in the world because of folks like her. So I'll let Joanne announce the actual award.
We used to call this award Citizen of Jenkins Award, that done for Jenkins. Well, Crystal doesn't live in Jenkins. She lives down the road a little bit. So we've changed it now because you don't have to be in Jenkins to be a friend to us. We love everybody. It says Friend of Jenkins Award presented to Crystal Bentley, Jenkins Homecoming Festival 2023. This lady, as Todd said, is a force. Don't make her mad. You can ask her for anything and she'll do it. And she is there night and day. And she's just a blessing to Jenkins. Smile Faith has been a blessing too. You can go down there, the ladies down there, they back Crystal. She's just a good friend of Jenkins. Come on up, lady. You deserve this.
Thank you all for this beautiful award. I'm very humbled to receive it. On behalf of Smile Faith and on behalf of this community, I can't thank you enough. We truly love each and every one of you. Come visit us at Smile Faith and see what's new, see what's coming very soon for the community down there, and see what else we can do to help you. Thank you again for this beautiful award. We thank our family, and most of all, I thank God, for He is the reason we are here. Thank you.
All righty, I'm having a look at my notes. I don't ever write a speech, but sometimes I might forget something. And one thing I want to put in here. All right, Smiley, I'm backed up. I was talking about all the volunteers coming, and they're still coming. We've got 38 beds in the old high school gym, and we're booked up through spring. We have people that's not going to leave until they're done helping us. One of those groups is Team Rubicon, and they were here, the gray shirts. If you get a chance to check into them and see what they do, you'd be amazed at what they do, how prepared they are, and how together they've got what they do. And I don't see Tony or any of them up front right now, but if they can hear my voice, we do appreciate them. And all the other groups. There's so many VOAD groups, Catholic Diocese of Lexington, Mennonite groups. It goes on and on, the people that live and volunteer to help us, stuff like this. And I want to mention Crystal's dad, Tony, out here. He is there behind her all the time, and I love her, but I don't know if I'd want to be her dad because she works that fella. But anyway, we appreciate that. So, all right, I see some gray shirts coming out of the tent. Those gray shirts sort of let you know who they are or what they do. But one thing about all those gray shirts, there's a heart behind that gray shirt that absolutely puts them in places that most people would run away from. They go in, they muck, they gut, I never heard of muck and gut until this flood come. But they are so organized the way they do. They were on the ground literally hours after the flood and helping with looking for folks and what to do next. So, Tony, I just want to recognize you all and everything you do, and hopefully you're still here working with us next year. Thank you. All right. Anybody ever heard of a world champion? We got one. Everybody heard of a world champion twice? We got the same one. I don't know in 4 or 5 years what we'll be saying about this girl, but to be a world champion in the 8th grade? All right, I got that part right. Kimber, come up here. She ain't real tickled when we brag on her, but she's starting to get used to it. If we could get her into politics and giving speeches, I'd say she could do a good one. Joanne, I'll let you give her the...
This says, Certificate of Recognition is awarded to Kimber Collins in recognition of 2023 Middle School Female NASP IBO 3D Outdoor World Champion. You deserve it, darling. You deserve it. Okay, she's chosen not to speak.
Now, how awesome is that? World champion, world champion. I'm looking for the time she's on the Olympic team and we get to try to go somewhere and watch her, so wherever that is. Alrighty, our last presentation of the day is an important one. And I mentioned the veterans and what all they did, but you know what kept the veterans going and what got them through and what kept the power to build the planes and the steel to build the tanks and all the things that they used to keep us safe was mined on the backs of miners in eastern Kentucky. They went to work, they kept the coal rolling and kept the power on and kept the steel mills moving to do it. So this time I want to ask Brian Lacey, the International Vice President, Randy Robbins, and Wes Addington to come on up, and anybody else they want to bring with them. But they're unveiling a monument for the UMWA. And I was trying to go by memory, but Local 5741, I had to write it down. Randy, you going first?
Yeah, I'll go first.
All right, Randy.
Okay, my name's Randy Robbins. I'm president of United Mine Workers Local 5741. We started this project approximately, almost 3 years ago, trying to get something put down till nobody will forget the miners and what they done. The local union 5741 was the first local in the Big Sandy region. It was chartered June 21st, 1933. First officers were Butler Fleming and Logan Pugh. And what it was, they come in here and companies owned the mines. The same company was the one furnished your house. The same company give you script to buy food. They had everybody oppressed in this place, and they was wanting better pay and more time off and stuff for having a job. And finally, they voted the mine workers in, and it was a struggle. Well, today the mines is, there are not many mines, but all these miners that did get the health card and stuff, it's worth a fortune to them, because they couldn't afford to pay health care and stuff the way health care costs are now. So we're trying to help them with that. So we got the stone down there to tell kind of the history of how it was in Jenkins and around the coal field. And all the locals that there was 4 around in the area. Now all the locals is into Pit 741, which is the oldest local in eastern Kentucky. And we got that, made the stone to prove that. And I don't think it's going anywhere because it weighs almost 4 tons, so everybody will be able to see it. And at this time, I'd like to thank the people that really need to thank for all the work they put into it. We got Appalachian Law Firm, Wes Addington, Courtney Mullins, and Kerry Carter. And they helped us a great deal. I mean, we couldn't have done it without them. We had Potter Monument. They done an excellent job on the stone. And then McCarty Tire Service, Chad Salyer. I didn't think we was going to get to make it, but we finally did. And at this time, I'd like to present Wes with a plaque for all the work that him and the people that work with him to help us right now. And I'll turn it over to Wes.
Thanks, Randy. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Wes Addington. I'm the director of Appalachian Citizens Law Center. We're located here in Whitesburg. I grew up here in Jenkins, and when the local union approached us to help out in helping draft something for the stone and getting it put together, we were more than happy to help. And I really enjoyed looking back at a lot of the old history from the UMWA archives to learn more about how the union came to be in Jenkins. And it was a real struggle in the early days of Jenkins. Most of the town here was built in 1911, 1912 by Consolidation Coal, and the union had to organize for many, many, many years until they were established in 1933. But part of the reason that I want to be involved in this is to tell the history of how beneficial over the past 90 years the union has been to the miners and their families and the entire community, because it immediately raised wages, it gave health care to the workers, and although the industry has really declined over the years, it has continued to give health care benefits and retirement benefits to so many families in the community. And I think that's incredibly important. It's been very beneficial. At this time, I'd like to invite the current International District 17 Vice President, Brian Lacey. He's over all the local unions throughout Eastern Kentucky, Southern West Virginia, Southwest Virginia, parts of North Carolina, Southeast Ohio, and he has a few words he'd like to say.
Thank you, Wes. I appreciate the invite to be here today. I can't think of a more fitting place to erect a monument honoring our nation's coal miners and the UMWA than Jenkins, Kentucky, a city that was literally built for the purpose of coal miners and coal mining. The UMWA has a long history in this area. As Wes said, back in 1933, Local 5741 was chartered, and from my research, gained their first contract in Labor Day of that year. And with the union, brought better pay, higher wages, health and safety on the job, guaranteed pension and health care, something we still fight for today. As a matter of fact, if we have any UMWA retirees out here today, back in 2019, we were able to get the United States Congress to keep their promise and make sure you keep your pensions and health care for your lifetime. And that was a great accomplishment. But our coal miners are the backbone of this nation. You're the most patriotic people in this nation. As the mayor said, you supplied the power, the steel, to fight the wars, to industrialize this nation and make the United States the greatest nation in the world that it still is today. One closing thing, you know, a big part of the United Mine Workers is fighting for health and safety in these coal mines. And just about with every law or regulation that we were able to pass, that's written in someone's blood, from some serious fatal accident. So today, as we march down here and remember our coal miners and the UMWA, let's also remember the ones that paid the ultimate sacrifice to make sure we got a better way of living today. But with that, I'd like to invite anybody that's here in attendance, if you're a coal miner, a retired coal miner, or a family member of a coal miner, to get with us as we march down the street here, and we're going to unveil the monument. Again, thanks for letting us come, and appreciate being here.
Thank you all. And like you said, he about covered everybody. If you was a miner, family, spouse, member somewhere, everybody's tied to a miner. So everybody can please come down and watch them unveil that. There's going to be a few things going on around the museum. It's down in just in front of the Coal Museum. Thank you all for being here. Joanne's got a couple more announcements, and enjoy yourself. If you need anything, find them on the city workers, one of the committee members, and we'll try to make your stay here best it can be. Thank you all.
As we said, Smile Faith has done a lot for Jenkins, and Crystal's going to tell you what's next downtown at Smile Faith.
Again, join us for the unveiling of this beautiful statue. And then make sure you stick around in Smile Faith's parking lot for free wrestling brought to you by this beautiful wrestling company. They decided to bless the community. It's going to be outdoors, so come get you a seat and enjoy the show. And then at 7, make sure you're back here because we are doing the Pure and Simple Band. And we want to enjoy and support our local bands. Thank you and have a wonderful evening.
Line up, let's go. Come on, worker.
All right, what we're going to do later